Hey, what's up? This is Thiago Titan. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is the champion guide of the Mighty Ukko, the most recent fusion champion from the Skinwalkers faction. He's an amazing champion with amazing skills and can be very useful for everyone. His base stats aren't that high, not even 19,000 HP, 1100 defense. It's not high for a support champion, but he has a good base speed. 190 is high and he has 10 accuracy. Let's take a look at his skills. His A1 attacks all enemies, has 50% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. When booked, it's a 75% chance. This is an AoE attack with 75% chance of placing a decreased attack. It's a very good skill for a default skill. His A2 attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance to remove 2 random buffs from the target. When booked, it's a 100% chance. Places a block buffs debuff and a 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns on targets that have no buffs after the attack. This is an amazing skill. He attacks 2 times all enemies. Each hit can remove up to 2 random buffs from the target, so he can remove up to 4 random buffs. And at the end of the attack, if the enemies don't have any buff, they will receive this block buffs debuff and decreased accuracy. This works too. These debuffs will be placed too if the enemies don't have any buffs before Ukko's attack. And this is a 4-turn cooldown skill. Unfortunately, it doesn't drop to 3-turn cooldown when booked. It's the only thing I can say. It's not that good. I wish this could be a 3-turn cooldown, but that's what we have. His A3 revives all dead allies with 40% HP, then places a block damage buff on them for 1 turn. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Will place the increased speed buff even if there are no dead allies. 6-turn cooldown. When booked, it's a 4-turn cooldown. So here Mighty Ukko revives all dead allies with 40% HP, and because he gives a block damage to those revived allies, they will be protected in their first turn, so they don't risk to get killed right after they are revived. And this is an amazing skill. It's incredible. It can be very useful in many places in the game, and no matter if you are early, mid, or even late game, this is incredible. And his passive has a 50% chance of stealing a random buff from an enemy each time they receive a buff. Any stolen buffs become protected. This is a nice passive too, so we can steal buffs from the enemies every time they receive a buff, and they are protected, so they cannot be stealed or removed. And his aura increases ally speed in all battles by 20%. So before I start to show you some battles, Mighty Ukko, he has amazing skills. It can be used whether if you are early, mid, even late game. In late game, you can use this guy in Hydra. It is where he is best in late game. You don't need to use him anywhere else. But for early mid game, for campaign, arena, dungeons, for dungeons progression, even Doom Tower, Mighty Ukko, and of course faction wars, this champion can be very good, very useful. Now let's see what this guy can do in battle. We are in the classic arena, so I choose this team to place because of Chris. He places these buffs, shield buffs, so we'll start with Ukko's A2. Okay, so it's now. You will attack 2 times, all enemies will remove the buffs, and then if the enemies don't have any buffs, you will place the block buffs and decrease accuracy. They all you remove all. Well, it was only 1 from each, so they all have this debuff place. So now Chris can place his ally protection buffs, and this guy here, Gambo, cannot place his crit damage and attack buffs. And this is something, and this is one of the most useful things Mighty Ukko has here, is to remove buffs and place these block buffs, debuffs can be amazing. I don't want to kill him, right? Okay. I want to see, I want to show you him to remove some buffs here. Okay, he got this buff, but didn't remove. To see if his passive places can remove some buff. I guess not. We'll attack now and kill everyone. Let's. Okay. The 50% chance of stealing buffs, it's just a 50%. It's not much, but I'd like to show you it here, but I don't think I can. Look here, one. He stole a buff from Chris because Chris places the increased defense. Look, another buff he stole. So this is incredible. This is an amazing champion because of this. He can steal some buffs from the enemies and completely ruins their strategy. Now we revive, another great, and revived with this block damage skill. So they are protected for the first hit and can be very useful in not only in arena but anywhere in the game. Okay, I don't care if we lose the battle. Yeah, I just came here because I wanted to show you what Mighty Ukko can do here, and it was a good example of what he can do. Okay, now let's take a walk in the Hydra, our friend Hydra. Here, Mighty Ukko is amazing, not only in early mid game but also in late game, end game. This is where everyone can use this guy. So let's place this decrease defense and weaken debuffs, and now it's him. Block buffs and decrease accuracy. We can use this skill to remove buffs, but if we don't have any buff in the enemies, we can still use it. And if there are no buffs, he will place these block buffs and decrease accuracy. Can be very useful because of this mischief head, and this head steal buffs and spread the buffs to the other heads. So, and also, and this decreased accuracy is good too because the mischief head will have less accuracy, so it will be harder to steal buffs, even if it has the block buffs. So here it is. This head didn't get it because I believe it was because it was a weak hit. This is the problem of Mighty Ukko, it's his affinity. If he was a void affinity, it was much better because it didn't have any weak hit, and being force affinity, he will have weak hits against the spirit affinity enemies. Let's try to provoke here. Nice. Now we can do some damage and we'll decrease accuracy. Let me try to... no, I can't. But another thing I want to see... okay, removed. I'm still not sure if Mighty Ukko's passive will work when we have when we have stolen buffs. So he has a 50% chance of stealing a random buff from an enemy each time they receive a buff. I'm not sure if this they receive a buff thing works when these buffs, like here we have, are already stolen from our champions. I'm not sure if it works. I did some battles and I didn't see Ukko's passive stealing buffs that were already stolen from us, so I'm not sure if it works in that case, but it's okay. So now I will decrease attack. Okay, didn't activate. Now here provoke, no provokes. So now the mischief head will try to spread the buffs, but everyone has the block buffs, debuffs, so it's okay. Here Mighty Ukko is very useful. He decreases attack, he can remove the buffs or places these debuffs, decrease accuracy, and block buffs, debuffs. He can revive. He he places increased speed to everyone. Now I will not place it because everyone has increased speed from Lydia, but I can decrease attack. Okay, here the attack is decreased, and this is what I wanted to show you here. Mighty Ukko in the Hydra is a great champion for late game, end game stages, even for early mid game, but late game and end game players will have here an amazing champion to use. Okay, didn't deal any buffs again. I'm still not sure if Ukko's passive can steal buffs that are already stolen from us. Now, what we can do? Okay, I would like to see this Head of Suffering places some buffs and see Mighty Ukko steal them. We know we can steal them, but we just didn't see it happen. We saw in the arena, but not here. But with this, it will need 4 turns for this to happen. We will not stay here for turns. Let's see this. Okay. This is what I wanted to show you, a place where Mighty Ukko can be amazing. Let me try to steal these buffs, not steal, remove these buffs once again, and we will finish this battle. Okay, so the buffs were spread, and again, Mighty Ukko's passive didn't activate. It's 50% chance, so it's not a high chance to happen. Now we will remove all the buffs. Okay, and place these block debuffs buffs and the decrease accuracy buffs in everyone. And this is why this champion is so good in the Hydra. He can revive, he places increased speed buffs. If he revives, he places the block damage. It's good to here to remove buffs, the block buffs, debuff, the decrease accuracy and decrease attack, and they are in both of these skills, A1 and A2 are AoE attacks, and it's perfect against the Hydra because we have 4 enemies here. And for the last battle, I wanted to show you Mighty Ukko in the Doom Tower. It's Doom Tower Hard stage 16, not high stage, just to show you what he can do here. It's incredible for all his skills, and he can do the same in the faction war script. It does the same as here. It's waves battles. He can do the same too in dungeons, dragon, even spiders. He can help. Fire Knight, not against the boss, but 2 waves, he's good too. And also in the Ice Golem, the potion keeps. Even in the Iron Twins, it can be an amazing champion. So this is a champion mostly for early mid game for progression in dungeons and Doom Tower, and for late game he's more a champion for the Hydra. In early mid game, it can be very useful too in the campaign to help the champion as a supporter to revive any attack champion and to finish the stages with 3 stars. Can be very good too there. And also in the arena for early mid game is a good champion too, to remove buffs from the enemy, or with his passive to steal buffs from the enemy and to revive and also decrease attack. Look here, install a continuous heal buff. I have mine equipped with Relentless here. We'll see that right after this battle. Okay, he died, it happens. But we have here an arbiter to maybe to revive. Okay, they are revived thanks to Lydia's passive. But he's a good champion. He's an amazing champion for early mid game, and he's still a very useful champion for late game and game in the Hydra, as you saw before. He's very useful. And now this battle will finish. It was just to show you what he can do here too. So I have Mighty Ukko equipped with a Relentless set and an Immortal set, so we can have a chance to have extra turns, and in these extra turns you will always heal 3% of his max HP. Can be a very good. Those sets can work very well together. He's 69,000 HP, 2800 defense. It's not high. Speed 216. For the arena, you should give him more speed, so he can be maybe the second champion, second faster champion in your team, maybe. And he has 418 accuracy. These are the masteries I think are better for him. For survivability, of course, but if against bosses you want, you can give him attack masteries, and then you choose if you want defense or support masteries. Even against the Hydra, I think these are better than the attack, but it's up to you. The recommended artifacts for Mighty Ukko are Perception, Resilience, Immortal Speed, Regeneration, Relentless. Stun can be very good too with him because he has 2 AoE attacks and he say 2 attacks twice, so stun can be very useful too for him. And Stalwart to reduce damage from AoE attacks. His priority stats are HP, accuracy, speed, and defense. The recommended primary stats for the gloves are HP percentage or defense percentage. For the chestplate, HP percentage or defense percentage, or accuracy and speed for the boots. For the ring and the amulet, HP or defense, and for the banner, accuracy. So Mighty Ukko is an amazing champion, and remember, I can say this is a free champion. It's a fusion champion, so many of you, if you can do fusions, and if you did the fusion of this champion, will have, I'm sure you will be happy to use him. Books. 4 books here, for 8 and 2, 10 books. It's not much, 10 books for a legendary champion, and can be very useful here to increase the chance of placing the decrease attack, here to increase the chance of remove buffs. Of course, it can work in this A2, it can work without books. It's a 75% chance. It's not bad, and it attacks twice, but still with books will be better. And here to reduce the cooldown to revive. 6 turn cooldown, it's too much, but when booked 4 turn cooldown, it is perfect. So just few words before finish. Great champion in early mid game, for campaign, arena, dungeons, for progression in dungeons, Hydra always, and faction wars till the end, till the stage 21. He's great there too, and also in the Doom Tower stages. For late end game, Mighty Ukko is more a champion for the Hydra, and also against the Iron Twins. So I think that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this champion, where you're going to use him. Subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and if you like my videos, and I will see you in the next video.